Alrighty, folks. Welcome back to the video here. The Final Fantasy IX Moguri mod. We're in Terra right now. Well, technically Pandemonium. This is part 2 of the last episode for the third disc area of this game. We are streaming right now. And just for the sake of the recording, I didn't want the last episode to go too long. I wasn't sure if we were going to be able to do this in one take. And sure enough, I was right, so we had to split it. So this is part 2. Yeah. Just trying to think of what I needed to be equipped for, but I'm not really sure with the alternate fantasy mod. I don't know what's changed because we're gonna have a couple upcoming battles and then a couple fairly tough boss fights to end this part of the game. So now we meet up with Garland. 12 years ago, I lost one of my most prized genomes. Created him and sent him to Gaia to disrupt the cycle of souls there. You are that genome. I'm glad you have returned. That's his little welcome home line there. Shut up, no one tells me what to do. If this is your first time tuning into this series, this is Moguri mod. HD backgrounds, completely remastered, and alternate fantasy mod. I also try to include the links for those mods in the video description for you guys to check out. With the last couple updates, they're super easy to install now. They have installers and all the instructions included, so they all work hand in hand. I highly recommend the two together, especially if you've played through this game before. You know, alternate fantasy mod kind of changes it up a little bit, adds a little bit more difficulty and some slight changes to the gameplay and the combat. We know who he's talking about here. Someone you know quite well. Excuse any awkward edits there. I had technical difficulty, so I had to cut the video right there. It's just so beautiful with Moguri mod. When it comes to these games, you know, I usually like to stay true to the original structure of it and everything. I like the classics, you know. But it's really hard to go back once you played it with this. Especially playing it so many times, it's so nice just to have like the speed boost, you know. And as far as difficulty and other mods out there, I forgot the name of it. I was just reading on this other mod, for like an insane difficulty. Because we're on alternate fantasy mod right now, obviously. I'll have to look that up again. Impossible. He doesn't even have a tail. He's just hiding it. Love this part of the game. Just the turning point. The added character development for Zidane right here. Just really eye-opening part of the story for him. And then seeing how Kuja comes in. Unleashed, is that what it is? Yeah, I think you're right, Anna. It's yeah, I know the site you're talking about. It's Final Fantasy 9. I think it's just Unleashed mod. That's supposed to be the one with like the insane difficulty or something like that. So I think it's just like a redone, like, I don't know if they use Cheat Engine or Hades Workshop. They just import that file over to your game folder. I think it like, don't quote me on that. I think it's like it reduces your stats by quite drastically and your max hit points that you can have, while upping the attack power and just pretty much everything else and the hit points of the enemies. So we definitely like to check that out. Like I said, don't quote me on that. I'm gonna have to re-look that up, honestly. I know it's something that exists. I'm not and then again, I'm not quite sure if it's compatible with the newer Steam version of this game. Because I think, if I remember correctly, I think it was kind of on the older side. One of the older websites. Oops. I didn't mean to skip that line there. If anybody's trying to follow the dialogue, that is. I try to keep it flowing fairly quick, but try to keep the chat, the text bubbles, open for long enough for you to read. Tilly, welcome to the stream. How you doing today? You're just in time. Getting close to it. We're in a very, very epic part of the story right now. No, I have it in a separate window so it doesn't show up on my recording. I'm also recording for YouTube as well, so. Yep, OBS Studios is that's what I record with. So they won't be able to hear anybody else or see those see the chat as well, so. But only until you come of age. One of my favorite songs is coming up too for the next part too. You're Not Alone. I love that track. Absolutely love it. With Moguri mod, there's also an overhauled soundtrack to the game. So a lot of the tracks are overhauled. Not all of them. So I don't know if You're Not Alone will be changed up. Well, we'll see. My home is with them on Gaia. Foolishness. The body becomes a vessel, which creates a new soul. Ah, I love this part of the game. My PC setup, AMD Ryzen 7 3700X CPU, EVGA RTX 2060 Super for the graphics. Definitely not needed. You don't need anything to run this though, really. Even with the mods, it's not really demanding. I guess at the minimum, I mean, it kind of helps to have a solid state drive as games get a little bit bigger. So this game, I don't know, I think it's like 9 or 10 gigs. Folder size, just standard. With the mods, it's like 20, which really isn't big compared to like next gen games. But SSDs help a little bit with load time, you know, loading screens and whatnot. Here we go. Who am I? Oh, yep, they changed it. It's a new version. The remastered version. One of my absolute favorite songs. I've never heard this version, I don't think, honestly. It's beautiful. I'll say that. I think I still prefer the original, honestly. Just for the, I mean, as far as this track goes. But it's cool to experience something new, something different. Kind of has that like waltz feel to it a little bit. You call that friendship? I don't mind this version of the song, but not gonna lie, yeah, I mean, I prefer the original. I'm sorry. I just don't think this variation of it kind of fits the narrative that this part of the game is trying to portray, really. A little too orchestral, I'd say. Which is not something you can say very often, because that's always a good thing to have for these games, but... Yep, I agree. And that is an option, too, in the Moguri mod menu. You can turn off the remastered orchestral music. Just running the regular soundtrack. Those sound effects. Yeah, the song's much too bright for this part of the game. That's alright, though. Hey, I'm not bashing it. Yeah, it's gonna be with the sound effects. There's nothing I can do. I mentioned that in a couple previous videos as well. There's nothing I can do as far as the sound effects go. This game is really loud, though. I don't know why, compared to my other games that I record. So with the Moguri mod menu, I had to turn the the music and the sound all the way down to 30. 30 out of 100. Because there was I think halfway through the video when I was showing you guys recruiting Beatrix. There it is right there. But halfway through that video, I think you can kind of notice it too with the for some reason my sound settings got reset because I reinstalled Moguri mod. And you can tell, like, you could barely hear me talking, even though I have my recording settings and everything else, you know, optimized fairly well. But this game is just really, really loud. So, anybody that wants to stream or record this, especially with the Moguri mod, just keep that in mind. I do so much testing, you know, beforehand, but... I think we get... Yep, we get Freya right here. We can steal a couple good items from these guys. I don't know why I was doing that there. Controller input is a lot more touchy with the Steam version. I don't know if it's Steam version or if it has to do with Moguri mod, because I noticed that there's controller settings and stuff that you can mess with in the Memoria config file. But you'll see that sometimes I'll go through a menu like 8 different times or cancel out of something like 20 times, and it's not me doing it. It has this thing where if you use the analog sticks, you'll see me like run automatically. That's not me. But yeah, just pointing out anything that's new. Is this it? Yeah, this is something. These are a couple new abilities with the AF mod. In case you haven't watched some of my previous videos. Dragon Life, this it's just auto life, you know. You can only cast it on Freya, of course. I believe Akari is a new one. Hits them with physical damage and inflicts trouble. If you want that. Oh, we don't have Dragon's Crest. Okay. That's interesting. I didn't even take note of that. We don't have Dragon's Crest with the AF mod. Which, you do a little bit of grinding with Grand Dragons. I mean, you'll boost Dragon's Crest up to 9,999. You'll boost it up to max damage in no time. So, I mean, you could deem it as kind of like an overkill ability, I'd say. Can't you even take care of yourself? Apparently not. This is new. I haven't even took note of that. So, these are new abilities for Amarant. Starburst. So, that depends on the enemy's level. That's interesting. Concentrate. Raises magic of whoever you choose. Restore HP. Now, this is normally an ability stone. Ability that you have to manually equip outside of battle. Looks like you can... That's pretty cool. I mean, that does make more sense. Yeah, I've never equipped that. I know Steiner gets it from the Promise Ring. I've never tried it out, and I can't say that I've ever used it or I've ever seen it do anything for me. Ever, really. So it seems like it makes more sense that it's an in-battle ability. Reminds me of the Final Fantasy VII sound effects. There'd be like no footsteps in that game, but you'll hear like really random sounds. Oh, and Beatrix is in this one. Cool. I was wondering what room she was going to come into play here. We could do without Quina at this point of the game, honestly. And he has auto protect cast on him, looks like. But that shouldn't be any match for the Holy Knight Beatrix here. What the hell? Is this a glitch or is this is this part of the game? Are we just fighting two of these? I think we might just be fighting two of these. Wow, this is interesting. This might be priming us up, getting us ready for later on in the game, once we're in the I think it's, I don't know if it's Crystal World or Memoria. When you speak to Hades, Ultimate Fantasy mod gives you a new optional boss fight. Now it's fighting all 4 of the Chaos Terra Guardians at once, they said. That's what they said in the description, so I assume it'll be something like this. Sword Dance. This is a new ability for the AF mod, so we're going to be checking this out here. Let's see what this looks like. Oh, nice. Yep, I have checked out those FF7 HD mods. I had those installed. I wanted to do a little bit of like a playthrough like this, but at the time, the Final Fantasy VII remake was just coming out, and I figured like, well, I doubt anybody's gonna check that out with the, you know, with the new version coming out. And then again, I was too busy playing the remake myself. I was having a blast with that. I kind of want to go back and revisit that. Yep. I do. I mean, if anybody wants to see that, that would be really cool I could totally do a playthrough, you know. I could do that. Yeah, I can record that for YouTube, you know. There's also, forgive me if I get the name wrong. I don't know. It's like Echo S or S Echo mod or something. I think it's still in development for Final Fantasy VII, the original one. And now that's voiceover dubbed in for the characters. So that's so cool. I checked out a fellow streamer was he was streaming that, so it was really cool to see. So playing the original Final Fantasy VII with fully voiced actors, I believe. I don't know where they're at in the development of that, but they've been working on it for a little while though, so check that out. It's like Echo or Echo S mod, I believe. Something along those lines. Also, Final Fantasy VIII. I've been looking at the mods for that. Now that's got some really good mods to add in for a little bit for gameplay and as well as like HD. Like the HD, the retextures are all kind of like individual mods, I believe. Like you have to find the, you know, the ones for the world map backgrounds and then the city and the town pre-rendered backgrounds, as well as the character models. But when all is said and done, it looks pretty dang good. I mean, I don't know if it's like, I don't know if it's quite like Moguri mod, you know, but I saw some of the screenshots and I played a little bit of it and it looked pretty good. I didn't get too far with it though. I mean, I was planning on doing a playthrough of that as well. Yeah, we're already 30 minutes into this one, so yeah, that would have been a good thing we cut that recording. And we're gonna be splitting this into 2 videos here. Impeccable timing. My Zidane always goes into trance right here, I believe. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's how it usually goes, but I always remember him going into trance, like right here. And then Garnet should be coming into this battle after he uses, after this guy uses Smash on us. The trance abilities were, nerfed. They were cut down a little bit, because, you know, they're like, at this point of the game, you'd be doing 9,999 max damage with just about everything you use. So you see right there, that was the second to the strongest Dyne ability. But yeah, normally that should usually do max damage for you if you're over like level 50 at least, 50 to 60. We'll see if Grand Lethal. Such a waste of MP, man. See, not even Grand Lethal does. That's less damage than Solution 9. Which that's fair. I mean, it's, you know, it's overkill. You probably have to be near max level for it to. It's also based off your attack power as well. Unless anything's been changed with Alternate Fantasy mod, but I know that was the usual formula in the original game. Attack power and your level. I'd say if there was one negative thing about just a little nitpick about anything to do with Moguri mod in this playthrough. I'm sorry to say, I think it's the usage of this track for this part of the game. It's just like I said, it's too bright for me. Too bright for this part of the game. I probably could have, prior to this, if I would have known, I would have turned off the remastered orchestrated soundtrack just for this video. Because this part of the game's not as, I feel like it's not as immersive with this this version of the song used. That's just me though. That's my only little thing really I'm gonna nitpick. I mean, we're 80-90% through the game. Complete playthrough with these mods, and this has just been a fantastic experience, honestly. Shout out to the mod developers and the creators of Moguri mod and Ultimate Fantasy mod. Everybody on those teams. The dev teams. Amazing work. And us gamers, we thank you. Absolutely amazing work. Yes, indeed. I want to find out some more info regarding that FF9 Unleashed difficulty mod. Wouldn't mind checking that out, doing a playthrough, or reading into that a little bit more. It sounds pretty, from what I remember, it sounds pretty intense. I've done speedruns in the past. I've done a speedrun on the PS1 back in the day. And I mean it really wasn't too bad. I mean, that was 10 plus years ago, honestly. And I was expected to skip a lot of things. But I mean, I still grabbed a lot of things along the way. I stole some of the equipment from the bosses. It really only left out a few things, so yeah, I mean, it wasn't going to be a perfect playthrough, but yeah, I think I remember doing it like 9 or 10 hours, I think. Around like 10 and a half hours, I think it was, on PS1. That was when you could, you know, if you guys remember, you could skip the FMV, the cutscenes. You'd pop the disc tray open right when the cutscene would begin, and then close it real fast. That was the old little trick, you know, to skip the cutscenes. Save you 30 seconds to a minute here and there, you know. The good old days. We were very innovative back then. Yeah, I did a speed run on the PS4 version. Now, what I did for that. Now, yeah, don't attack me for that. Yeah, because I used the speed boost, but my goal was to kind of justify it, was to not skip anything, not skip cutscenes, and just not skip any part of the game. I would play it as I normally would. Oh, this is interesting. We get to, yeah, we're gonna keep Beatrix in as much as we can. Yeah, we don't want Quinn in here. Get out of here. But yeah, that speedrun, I didn't skip anything, and I would do, like, the first disc, for example, when you get out of Limblum at that, like, the halfway point of the first disc, I just would go carry on, and I would grind what I would do in a normal playthrough, and go do the Chocobos, start up the Chocobos Hot and Cold side quest, and get all the stuff that you could right there, you know, get the Oak Staff, and then go. I did about a half hour of grinding with the Grand Dragons, just to justify using the speed boost, you know, if it makes any sense. So I was still able to do all that, get absolutely everything, not skip anything to where I would have to go back at the end of the game and do it. Oh yeah, we have to run back here. I'm babbling and I'm getting distracted here. But yeah, I did that and had absolutely everything by the end of the game. Still in about the same time as you would do in a normal speed run. If you would watch a normal streamer just do like a normal speed run. So, doing it that way, I definitely wouldn't, going by the stats and where I ended up out time-wise, I wouldn't call that cheating if you did it the same way I did, honestly, if that makes any sense to you guys. I know you hear speed run and then using the speed boost in the same sentence and you're like, what? No, that's cheating. No, but that was just a little experimental thing with what I was doing on that my last PS4 playthrough. Okay. This is where we're at, level-wise for all our characters. Not too bad. So it's just a little bit above average, but it's a good part. Good level for this part of the game, I'd say. I think this is the same... Yeah, this is the same Moogle from Grand Bal. So we shouldn't have anything. We got his letter going to Mosmi, which is going to be in the next scene. I don't think he has anything new to purchase off him. Normally, this part of the game, you would be able to obtain the Orichalcum. The earliest part is when you're fighting Taharka in Ibsen's castle. You can normally steal that from him, but AF mod changes that up a little bit. So, I'm guessing we probably won't be able to get that till the 4th disc. For some reason. We'll just do a quick save here and then get the speed boost going and start moving here. Goodness. Yeah, I have a new mic setup here. I mean, it probably won't sound a whole lot different from my last setup, but I have a kind of an external unit now. I have a Yamaha MG10 mixing console, so it's just an audio interface, basically. We'll want to turn the speed boost off for this part, I think. What we have to do is try and pass up on the lights without getting caught, or it's going to put us in a random encounter. Which just kind of sucks with the, as I mentioned before with the, okay, it's not too bad using the D-pad. Yeah, I was worried about the analog stick because it kind of seems to have that auto movement. So as soon as you move it and you let go, your character is going to move automatically until you catch it again. I thought that was going to mess with us there, but I'll have to remember. Because hopefully this hasn't changed for the sake of just getting all the items right here. Okay. So I think we have to do standard heading. I think what we want to do is select 3, I believe. I don't know why I always seem to forget. I think the first part of it for the standard heading is 1 through 5 positions that you can move this. So this is just so we can make sure that we get all the treasures and stuff of the game. Yeah, that's not going to do anything for us. So I think the first one you get is a big chunk of gil. $20,000, yep. So now we can return back to that little orb thing. And I think it's 4 that we want to go to. Shouldn't be, yeah, it should be the other. This is the only thing that I seem to forget every time. And maybe it's this. Yeah, it's this spot right here. I think we have to go to the... Is there one that's to the left? Yeah, I think we want to go to the left one first. I don't want to miss any treasures. I did miss one treasure chest So I'm going to go back off recording and grab that. I think this takes it. Yeah, this takes us out to the next part, so. So that's the last one that we can, last magnet letter that we can deliver here in Terra. Should be the last one for this part of the game. And then, so this is going to be the last episode for the 3rd disc part of the game. Going on to the 4th disc. That'll just be another breakaway video, so we'll use that time to just break away shortly. We'll go visit any of the towns and places and shops, get any of the items and stuff that we couldn't have gotten before. And then we'll set on to, we'll complete the Magnet Central side quest. I'm still trying to debate if taking on like Ozma or something. We might take on Ozma before we enter Memoria. Yeah, I think we might do that, and then we will tackle Memoria and the final chapter in this playthrough. There we go, and that should be the last treasure here. And not just for the sake of obtaining the S rank, I'm also making sure I get all those for the sake of the alternate fantasy mod. You want to get all the treasures in order to be able to speak to I'm not sure if it's safe if when you speak to Hades, you'll be able to get the Excalibur 2 in a alternate way instead of just doing the stupid 12-hour speed run. Honestly, I think that's stupid. I've done a speed run before, as I was mentioning earlier. I think not too long ago. But yeah, I just always thought that was kind of goofy that you had to do that to get that weapon. Now I know there's ways you can do it with, and still get a perfect playthrough. You still have to bust your ass, honestly. And I think like 80-90% of the players really don't want to do that. It's going to be kind of hard for them to do all the goofy things that you need to do in order to not skip out on any little thing, if you're a perfectionist. So, nice Moogle gives us a little warning here. But we are ready to head on. At least I think. Now, as far as AF mod, I don't know what's changed with these boss battles. So, I sure hope we're well equipped. I'm sure they're going to be able to cast some other goofy status inflictions upon us. But I guess we'll find out, right? Yeah, what you're seeing right about there. Yeah, that's my green screen. And I'm using the is it Luma? I forgot what it's called, honestly. The Luma key or Luma effect with the OBS for my green screen, but the settings got kind of messed with, so it's been really hard to get that dialed in. So yeah, that's why you're seeing goofy goofy shit going on in the background with my green screen. I don't really have it set up properly. And I also, for some reason, I decided to wear a green shirt too. So yeah, but yeah, that's what that is. If you're, in case you were wondering, I had it set up at one point. I don't know what it is though. And I mean, honestly, it's also just, it's not the best green screen. It's not the best shade of green I was able to find. And it's probably also a combination between bad lighting. I don't have the best lighting in my room as well. Terrible lighting in the studio. Alright. So Silver Dragon is up first. I think that is wind damage that inflicts upon us, so you can remember to inflict armor and accessories that affect against wind damage. Assuming that is a thing with the alternate fantasy mod. Lots of different changes. It's so cool having Beatrix for this battle at this point of the game. Because, I mean, if you're below, you know, like 40 to 50 for your level at this point of the game, I mean, these battles can be, they're kind of tough. They're not bad, but, you know, especially if it's your first playthrough, they can be a little bit difficult. Beatrix just kind of, definitely helps. Look at that damage we're doing. I'm going to hold off on the attacks. I want to make sure I steal everything first. Because even with the AF mod added difficulty, it's like, yeah, I think we're still going to breeze through some of these boss battles. Does Steiner not have auto regain on? Auto regen. Growing up, I always call it auto regain. I don't know why. Auto regain. And then when you play through the game, you know, hundreds of times, like I have, you ain't gonna change it, right? Alright, to the folks on the stream, what just happened there, I had to break away. I do apologize for that. Beginner's mistake. I had another video rendering in the background, and I had another video uploading as well. So I had to keep those in my folder. That was fast. We already took the dragon out. So I ran out of disk space while recording. So I did have to pause, and I had to break away from the stream as well, and I had to pause the recording. And address that issue, so... We're wondering what the awkward edit was, and then me breaking away, that's what that was. So, sorry about that. All should be well now. We should be able to finish up this amazing part of the game here. Yeah, the Silver Dragon was not difficult at all. Up next is Garland. So we'll be taking on Garland as well as Kuja. Yeah, I do. Like I said, beginner's mistake. Well, I have 4 hard drives. I have two solid state drives. a 2 terabyte. She didn't have locomotion on. That sucks. Okay, okay, we steal the Orichalcon from Garland to address that from earlier. Psychokinesis. But yeah, I have quite a few hard drives, so I'm good on that part, but my videos, as they're recorded, go to my, they just go to my regular, operating drive, we'll call it. And with everything else going on in the background, I haven't cleared it up yet, because I usually record all my videos onto that, and then I render them on that. And then on going forward, I move them onto a backup drive after they're uploaded and everything. Blah, 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 you know. But that's what happened there, and I wasn't paying attention. I was too excited to get the stream started and start recording this. Just want to make sure I steal everything from him. He's not really doing anything out of the ordinary, honestly. I figured he was going to add something ridiculous, like Psychokinesis, whatever he used on Beatrix, actually did inflict stop on her, which that is a new effect, but nothing that we can't really handle. Yeah, so we got everything stolen from him. Yeah, what that is with the AF mod, they actually fixed the screwed up steal success rate. Because I remember looking up before, the standard success rate for stealing in this game is like 1 out of well, it varies. It varies from certain boss battles and whatnot, but like fighting the giant right before Madain Sari and the mountain path, for example, that's a famous one where you could take all damn day and try and steal the fairy flute from him, and sometimes you don't do it. It's just the way it is. You're unsuccessful in it. That's because that battle in particular, you have a 1 out of 255 stealing success rate for that item, which is that's unfair if you ask me. It's really nice when you can get it, but there's some playthroughs I've had where I give it like 10 to 20 turns for stealing, and if it didn't do it, then I just finish him off. I don't worry about it if I didn't get it, you know. But with the AF mod, they actually fixed that. So, not really gonna. I don't remember off the top of my head, so I can't really recite the whole formula for it. But basically, you won't take any more than like 6 or 7 attempts in total to steal everything for like a boss battle, you know, stealing all the rare items and whatnot. So that's really cool. I'm glad they addressed that. And we're flying through MP here. Oh, that's why I wasn't paying attention. That wave move takes away your MP as well. Yeah, so that part is done. That wasn't bad, honestly. Very, very minor changes with the AF mod there, but you fight well. Give it up, Garland. Hopefully Kuja puts up more of a challenge this time around. I agree, this is too easy. This background looks so amazing. Here we go. Now, I think for a challenging twist for the AF mod, what they could have done, they could have put a weakened Garland up against us, as well as Kuja, so fighting them both at the same time. That would have been an interesting little twist. So we just saw a new... I just used that on the wrong person. We just saw a new move from Kuja there with the AF mod, Thunder Blast. Didn't seem to do a whole lot to us, so not worried about it. I don't know, does he normally use Flare Star right here, though? I know he uses it in his final match, in Trance, but I don't know if he normally uses it right there. Okay, who else needs MP? We'll just use that on him. Since Garland kind of put quite the dent in our MP that we had. There's another new move from him. Vitality has been swept away. Oh, shh. Oh, interesting. No vitality. We can't restore that. So she has 1 hit point. That's what I'm talking about right there. That's what I'm talking about. That'd give us a little bit of a challenge. Yeah. I don't call that an attack. That didn't do much. I forgot, there's a boss that uses that sword dance move. I think it's Malaris, I believe. The water Chaos Guardian. Interesting that Steiner has that ability now. Let's see if Holy does anything to him. Hopefully it doesn't heal him. I don't think it would, though. Good thing he hasn't gone for Garnet with her 1 hit point. Okay, so it still hits him. She dead. Never mind. So I wasted a command with Beatrix. I was getting ready for... That's why you cast a full life, because I figured she was going to be dead, but I forgot that that move has a chance of missing, which is pretty cool. And he's got to be close to being dead here. Of course, Garnet. Garnet lands the finishing attack for him. So epic little in-battle scene here as he goes into trance. He discovers the true power of trance now. This is the power of trance. This is a really cool part of the game, man. Ultima. So Kuja's finally found the power that he was in search of. The mighty power of souls. So Garland is Sparta kicked off the edge of Terra. So this is going to be the very, very last scene of this episode, and last scene of the third disc. The Dane is known as the Worthy Genome. So with Kuja's new power, with Trance, we're basically just going to witness the destruction of Terra, as he's filled with real selfish greed right now. And he's just throwing a hissy fit, honestly. Alright, so it's time for us to get the hell out of here. And in doing so, we escape. We're going to be escaping with a new ship. The Invincible. I love getting the invincible airship, but I also... That's a part that I really dislike on the 4th disc at the end of the game, how, you know, the mist has resurfaced, and you have the roots are above ground and blocking off a good majority of the towns. That's kind of why one thing I don't like about the last part of the game. Right, sir. Get our game plan in motion here. Get that speed boost turned on for us. That is kind of creepy. That's very bold of you, Garnet. Two least important characters, of course, they're going to take their sweet time. Oh. Alright, so we're going to go evacuate the town here. Oh yeah, that looks amazing with Moguri mod. So this room in the inside the ship, this is all touched up. That looks really good. Ho ho. She say ho ho ho. Should have just named her Santa, right? Mikoto. So this is the very, very last scene of the game, I believe, here. Or of this part of the game, of the episode, sorry. Really appreciate you guys tuning in on the stream. Thank you for watching. And everyone on YouTube that's going to be watching the upload. And just everybody that's been following this. I know there's been quite a few of you, surprisingly, so I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys are enjoying this, and stick around. Make sure you stick around for the next video is going to be probably going to be the last. Well, I think we're going to do one more side quest video, and then we'll finish up the game. So once again, thanks for watching, guys. We'll let this last scene wrap up here. Yep. Yeah, I will stick around for you guys in the stream too. Yep. Really cool that the IFA tree comes back into play. As if it didn't already have so much to do with the mist and everything around Gaia as it was. Obviously, it's mist.